What is the most formal way of telling someone to fuck off? I once got flustered at an entitled customer and ended the conversation with "Goodbye, please." Reminds me of the classic "Good day to you, sir." Note, must be delivered with a 17th century aristocratic accent. I said "good day." In my head, this phrase is always in Gene Wilder's Wonka voice. You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir. Once, I crossed paths with a persistent pest and brilliantly exclaimed, "Farewell, if you please." Let's just say, they didn't stick around to request any favors. Your absence is required. Your lack of attendance is of the utmost importance. Utmost. R/English. What's an up? Come on, you're a writer. It's up. Up to the most. Not up to the most. I assure you. Edit. It's a quote from New Girl, People. When faced with such a delicate situation, I often find that a simple, yet dignified "ta-ta for now" suffices. Works like a charm, I tell you. The letter from freed slave Jordan Anderson to his former master. Some URL. Reading this was incredibly satisfying. Wow. Surely there will be a day of reckoning for those who defraud the laborer of his hire. This made me tingly all over. Every time it pops up, it's just as satisfying. This is incredible. I could feel the burn from the remark at the end about thanking Gorge for taking away the pistol. This man was a savage genius. For my last email. As I just mentioned 2 minutes ago, in this very meeting. We can always go back to my initial idea/proposal. I don't believe I ever received that. Can you possibly scan your sense for me? My email? Would you like me to send you an email first? As you can see on the previous slide. I replied to a persistent nuisance with a gentle reminder, as indicated, kindly cease and desist all bothersome endeavors. Warm regards. They disappeared faster than a magician's rabbit. The most formal way would be the cut direct. Look directly at someone, ideally after they have spoken to you. Keep your expression blank and cold and hold their gaze for a second or more. Then, without speaking to them or reacting in any way, look away. Do not acknowledge their presence again. Like most formal social conventions, the cut direct has fallen out of favor. But it remains devastatingly effective in any social setting or culture. At 1:45 on this clip, Phil Hartman does the best rendition of this I've ever seen. Till there was a name for it. Some URL. Goddamn, the world would be a better place if we still had Phil Hartman. Yeah. His death still hurts my heart so bad. Professional ways of saying F off for those of us who need them. Thank you for your thoughtful comments. However, I am going to have to disregard them for right now. We'll put a pin in it and circle back around later. Please make sure we're keeping our priorities straight while working. I appreciate your input, but I assure you it's not necessary. Thank you for your concern, but I do think I have it under control. I'm going to have to ask that you give me some space to get some work done. Dude, did you take a secret class in this or what? These are excellent. Nah, that felt more like raw experience. Like learning a new language by just going to the new country. Probably a not-so-secret class. Off you go. Off you fuck. Remains my favorite term. Sometimes I will get a response asking if I'm trying to tell them to fuck off. My answer is that I'm glad you understood the message. On your bike. I once bid adieu to an undesirable presence with a charming smile and the softly spoken words, "Off you trot, old chap." It seemed to whisk them away faster than a magician's disappearing rabbit. Duly noted. Which is also a great response to being told to fuck off. Anytime one of my students says something shitty to get a rise out of me, this is what I say. Duly noted. And similarly, thanks, I'll give this all due consideration, where of course the consideration due is none at all. In the face of such impolite encounters, I must admit that my go-to response tends to be a cheeky wink and a sly message received, "Good sir." Works like magic, without actually casting any spells. Please, withdraw into your insignificance. I'm not sure if I use the right words. The phrase in Brazilian Portuguese is por favor, recula-se a sua insignificancia. I'm going to use this on my boss. You will almost certainly be fired. It'd be funny, though. It would be hilarious. This is not something you should do. I refer you to the matter of Arkel v. Prestrand. I'm surprised to see this so far down. It's the perfect answer and the first thought I had. Yeah, as a private eye reader they always use we refer you to the response given in Arkell vs Preshdam as a fancy fuck off. Was surprised this was so far down. But I suppose it is better known here in UK than in the rest of the world. Never seen this before, what a gem. Thank you kind redditor. When faced with the delicate matter of instructing one to depart with haste, might I suggest considering the celebrated legal case of Arkell v. Preshdam? It is the epitome of eloquence in such matters, if you catch my drift. We could have been such good strangers. To the second man, I must say, what a missed opportunity. We could have become such excellent acquaintances in the realm of estranged companionship. Good day to you, sir. Then if he tries to day something, interrupt him and say, I said good day. Where's my candy, you son of a bitch? You get nothing. That's from an entirely different franchise lol. I said good day and where's my candy you son of a bitch are from that 70s show. You get nothing. Is from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. In the South we like to say bless your heart. Like it's almost you feel bad ab how fuck they are. I like that. I'm gonna start using that. People that aren't from the South don't realize it's more often used as an insult than anything else. Personally, I don't use it at all, but many members of my family do. Oh, how charming. Down here in the South, when we want someone to kindly buzz off, we've been known to give them a hearty y'all take care now, bless your heart. Works like a charm, sugar. Please fuck off? Fuck off. Respectfully. Kindly fuck off. Or for an email, kindly fuck off. No regards. Would you kindly fuck off? Oh, how quaint. I do believe a simple could you kindly transport yourself in the opposite direction, good sir? Might do the trick. We're done here. In situations like these, I've found that a quick nod followed by a subtly raised eyebrow and a sophisticated I bid you adieu does the trick. Works like a charm, darlings. Fornicate and vacate. Ejaculate and evacuate. Nut up and shut up. Splash and dash. How about go away in a reproductive manner? It's a line from a girl that was a guest on a show by the Top Gear guys. The show is Carnage à Trois. If you like Top Gear you'll love it. Well, I'm no language aficionado, but when I find myself in that situation, a polite yet jocular engage in intimate escapades elsewhere, kind sir, tends to do the trick. By telling them to kick rocks. Go pound sand is good too. I put in work every single day to keep this one alive. It was Graham's favorite chirp. Suck an egg. Hey listen here. Why don't you go take a hike? Well, when confronted with such a scenario, I simply raise an eyebrow and gracefully declare, kindly retreat and engage in rock propulsion exercises, if you please. Works like a charm, minus the actual charm. I will give you opinion the consideration that it is due. When encountering an unwanted individual, I gracefully imparted upon them my thoughtful sentiment, your presence has been taken under advisement, with as much value as a dime store knick-knack. They swiftly vanished, leaving behind only a faint echo of their futile existence. Neat. Turn and walk away. The art of nonverbal communication. A subtle eye roll delicately paired with an expertly executed hair flip does wonders, darlings. I believe our business has concluded. Please refrain from contacting me again on future projects. Well, I once bid farewell to an unwelcome companion by simply stating, our time together has expired, my good fellow. Begone, post-haste. Not a fan of magic, but it didn't stop them from disappearing like a magician's rabbit. Thou shalt depart and ingest a satchel of Richards. My cousin's name is Richard Lowell. Sounds like a dick. Poor cousin Richard. I encountered an irksome individual and gracefully declared, be gone forthwith and embark upon a delightful adventure of self-reflection. They vanished faster than a Hogwarts acceptance letter to a muggle. May you live in interesting times. However I prefer. May the fleas of 1,000 camels infest your nether regions. May your bedroom floor be adorned with many Legos. May both sides of your pillow be warm. May your marinara sauce never cling to your pasta. You are crossing a line here. Go forth and fornicate with thyself. I once handled an unwelcome encounter with a subtle nod and a mischievous whisper. May you embark on an enchanting adventure, solo. vanished like a fairy tale ending.